Are you ready for warmer weather? Good morning, everyone. It's about a little after 8:30 on Thursday, January, February 2nd, and boy, everything runs together when you have snow days. So I hope everyone's staying warm, staying safe. I have good news. As you can see at my house, it is now at freezing, maybe a little bit above freezing, 32.2 degrees, and we are going to be headed on our way up from that. Not a lot up, but probably 35, 36, 37 by the time we're all said and done. So that will help melt this ice. Right now, we still have some freezing rain out there. Depending on where you are, it's a little heavier than other places. And of course, elevated surfaces, trees, cars are still going to be coated in ice. The roads are getting better. Had some reports this morning. The main roads aren't too bad, really wet. The residential streets are still pretty slick. The less traveled roads are slick. So if you had to get out early this morning, just be really careful. Temperatures right now at the big airport, 32 degrees. They're reporting light freezing rain, which is not surprising. Addison, same thing, 32. Out in Rockwell, 32. Up at Alliance Fort Worth Airport, 31. So a little bit colder, as it usually is northwest, on the northwest part of the Metroplex. And the current radar returns show that we do obviously have some patches of light freezing drizzle, freezing rain in the area, and so that's going to be continuing for the next couple hours. But the good news is that it's not going to last too much longer. We're going to talk about our last little burst of potential winter precipitation here in just a second. So we'll stop this here and we'll zoom out a little bit here and kind of show you a lot of the heavier stuff is in East Texas. They've reported a lot of icing. So it's something that they're dealing with this morning. And well, you know what? It'd help if I change this over to the radar. So let's try that. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. So I get caught up in my narrative. I forget to change the screen. So again, as I was mentioning, patches of light rain out there. It is moving off to the east, northeast, and since I did put that in motion before, we'll put that in motion again so you can actually see it. And like I said, we're still going to have a periodic light freezing rain for the next couple hours, and then we're going to have a break. And then we will, as I mentioned just a second ago, we will have one last shot of potential winter weather, mostly rain, but we could see a few snowflakes move over the Metroplex this afternoon. This is when the parent upper level low that's been responsible for all of our bad weather the last couple of days will actually, the core of it will actually move overhead. And like I said, don't be shocked if you see a couple of snowflakes, but temperature should be above freezing, so it shouldn't be a big deal. We should see some road improvements, probably especially after 10 a.m. We're going to have a lot of things in our favor today for road improvements. We're going to have temperatures above freezing, first and foremost. We're going to have some solar insolation again during the daylight hours. We have ground warmth that's going to be drawn up by that solar radiation to the surface. That's going to help get the streets wet and hopefully, especially toward the end of the day, hopefully see the roads dry. And that way tomorrow morning won't be as big a deal. And we do technically have our ice storm warning. I know the scroll at the bottom says winter storm warning. I forgot to change that. But the ice storm warning is in effect for 20 more minutes until 9 a.m. And so we are not going to have to deal with that much longer. Okay, so let's go over to our graphics here. Get that over here. All right, let's go here. Actually, I went one slide too quick. There we go. Okay, so like I said, well, I think it wants to loop on me. That's why. Okay. So again, as far as timing for temperatures that really get above 32, we're seeing that in the eastern part of North Texas, low 30s, mid 30s in East Texas. As you can see, that line, as I talked about last night, is going to creep to the west as the day goes on. So as you can see from this graphic, way down southeast, if you're watching Misty, hello, it should be above freezing. And the orangey color, mid-morning, so that's probably 10 a.m. or so. The pink, I guess you would say. No, it's not pink. That's purple. No, it's not purple. What am I thinking of? I can't think of that color. Anyway, in most of the Metroplex, and then the purple, lavender. There you go. In the mid to late afternoon after 1 o'clock. So I think, though, by the time 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock rolls around, everybody's going to be above freezing. and it's we're going to start getting rid of some of this mess. And my thought is that we will get rid of enough of the mess to have school tomorrow and go back to work and all that good stuff. So here's the timing. Again, you see the red. Of course, that's right now. Like I said, the neighborhood streets and the streets that aren't traveled very much still pretty slick. So be careful if you have to get out next couple hours. But by noon, we'll see a big improvement. And then, of course, by 3 o'clock, I think only the very, very non-traveled shaded areas will have problems. And, of course, overnight, we'll get a little bit below freezing. But like I said, the hope is that we get rid of a lot of this afternoon. Now, again, in your yard, in shaded areas, it's not going anywhere, but that's okay because we don't drive on those. But, the main arterials and even the residential streets this afternoon should start looking way better. So I did want to talk about this afternoon. Like I said, the upper level low, the parent low, as we like to say, that has caused all of our problems is going to move overhead, almost directly over Dallas-Fort Worth. So I put this up, the temperature map first, the forecast temperature map for this afternoon. And so 35 degrees. That's the forecasted high temperature today is 35 degrees. So if that's the case, which I think it will be, we may even get a little higher, then we'll be great. We'll get rid of a lot of this mess, and tomorrow won't be too bad. Now, from a precipitation standpoint, this is the latest HRRR model, which is really one of our short-term models, which is really pretty good. You see all green. So this is about 3 o'clock this afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock. You don't see any purple. You don't see any blue for frozen or snow. So we may see some precipitation this afternoon, but it should be liquid. Now, like I said, this is a very cold, I said this yesterday, it's a very cold upper level low. So it's going to have a lot of cold air aloft. It's going to have a lot colder air aloft than this other system did. That's why we saw the freezing rain and sleet instead of snow. And so don't be shocked if you do see some big old wet snowflakes mixed in with the rain. But I'm thinking that it's the system's coming in a little bit warmer than it was. And so I don't think we're going to have that issue at all. Like I said, I think the main, not challenge hopefully, but the main thing we want to focus on today is, getting the streets wet and, melt them first and then get some drying. We won't have a lot of drying today. We won't really see a whole lot of sun, although there's a chance we could see the sun. That's tomorrow. But so like I said, we just need to get enough of the moisture off the streets to where tomorrow morning won't be a big deal. Now, I will say this, regardless of what happens as far as drying and things like this, there's going to be some moisture tomorrow morning around. So I don't want anybody to have the illusion that it'll be totally dry and we're all good. There will be some wet spots and some slick spots tomorrow morning because we are going to get below freezing again. But I just don't think it's going to be widespread enough to cause a lot of problems. That's the hope anyway. So I think, like always, when we get to around 3 o'clock this afternoon, 4 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to have a much better idea of, what it's going to look like tomorrow morning. And I'm real hopeful that it's going to look pretty good for tomorrow morning. So that's the key. Like I said, if you're needing to get out, because I know a lot of us are probably stir crazy by now, and so I think that if you're going crazy, if you can hang on until noon today, then I think you'll be in the clear. So if you just hang on till then, you'll be able to get out and do some stuff. All right. So with that, I would just wrap it up and say, again, the bottom line is, put the radar back on here. Let's do that. Let's see what we're looking at here. There we go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And just one brief thought here. Scroll this down. And we'll put this in motion. And again, southwest and northeast, we are going to see some occasional light rain, freezing drizzle this morning. As you can see, there's still some things to the southwest, but as you can see, the general motion is off to the east. So I think we're going to see it slowly wind down. And then again, like I said, the bottom line is we'll have a low in precipitation, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This upper level low will pass over us. And then maybe some wet snowflakes. Temperature should be in the mid-30s, so it should be good. Let's hope it doesn't precip a lot this afternoon because that'll help get the roads wet again, so we don't want that. And then, like I said, so starting tomorrow, temperature, I think we're going to reach 50, but we probably won't. But it's going to be sunshine, and we'll probably reach upper 40s. Saturday, we definitely will get in the 50s, maybe 60 if we're lucky, but probably not, because when we have to melt this ice that's in your yard, it's going to keep the temperature down a little bit. Sunday, 60s. Monday, of course, we're all back to work, of course, 70s. Well, won't that be great? And then next week we'll have another system come in and bring us some rainfall. I don't think we're going to see any frozen precipitation with this system, but it is February, so we got to watch it. But right now it's not looks like it'll be all liquid, so that'll be a great thing. So, especially after our dry January, this liquid. This precipitation we've gotten is actually really good. And just so, in case you want to know, the melted equivalent at my house for this whole event's been over an inch, so it's definitely been a soaker, so that's for sure. And I think in checking on my onions yesterday, they all survived. That's the great thing about planting onions and garlic this early. They're all underground, so I don't have to worry about the freezing temperatures as much. So, all right, so I was looking at the comments. I think I appreciate everyone chiming in. Charles and B and David and Josie and Kara, thank you. I really appreciate y'all's comments. It is, I love keeping people informed. Weather is a passion of mine, as most of you know. And this event is been stressful for a lot of us. It's just nobody likes to be stuck at home and not being able to go anywhere. There's definitely benefits to taking a breather from everything, but I think we all get to the point where, okay, it was fun in the very beginning, but now it's kind of back to the normal routine. So that should start tomorrow. And then not saying we're not going to have another winter event the rest of February, because it is February. It is our coldest month of the year. Excuse me. And so not saying winter's over, but like I said yesterday, March 1st is right around the corner. And, of course, that brings spring, but that brings other types of weather, and I'll be on top of that as well. Okay, so I don't see any other comments, so I appreciate everyone watching. And, as always, I'm watching the weather so you don't have to. Hope everyone has a great day. I don't really think you'll see me back for at least a little while, I hope. And although you'll see me online, but just not live streaming severe weather or winter weather. But I'll definitely be back when it's necessary. And I appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate everybody's support. And like I said, hope everyone stays safe today. Has a great rest of your day. Great weekend coming up. And we will talk to you soon. Have a great day, everyone.